Well, hello, SNHU 107 students, and welcome to week 2 here in the SNHU 107 learning community. I am Melanie Shop, and I'm excited to walk you through what to do here for Module 2, where to find things, and how to submit everything for your success. First and foremost, your experience here at Southern New Hampshire University is important to us. It is our policy and practice to create an inclusive and accessible learning environment. If there are aspects of instruction or course design that present barriers to accessibility, please notify the Online Accessibility Center, the OAC, as soon as possible at 866-305-9430. You can also email them at oac@snhu.edu or visit the Online Accessibility Center website. As a reminder, this incredible team, the Online Accessibility Center, otherwise known as the OAC, is able to work with students to provide content in a way that works best for you. This could be content like these webinars, it could be something from your classroom. If you have questions about this or interested or think it might be for you, please reach out to the OAC team as soon as possible. A couple of just webinar reminders. These webinars are going to be offered every week through your SNHU 107 term. We do have another live session that comes up in week 6 of the term, but all of the other ones for the term will be considered on demand or they're pre-recorded. They're available every Monday. So when you start a new module, you can log into the first year experience YouTube page for SNU 107 and just click the week that you want to watch. As a reminder, this is an academic space, so be mindful of your conduct. And these webinars are not mandatory, not graded, and there are not any extra credit points awarded. However, you will learn things about your module and your course from week to week, and I hope that you have a little bit of fun. Couple of week 2, module 2 reminders is to please make sure that you are always reading your course announcements and checking your SNHU email. Your instructors will be posting helpful tips, tricks, reminders, things for your success in your announcements. And sometimes they will also be emailing those out, but not always, but they do communicate with you primarily through email. So if you have questions on something, please make sure you're checking those 2 spots and always feel comfortable reaching out to your faculty. If you have questions, you're stuck on something, don't hesitate to email, call, text your faculty, check and see how they communicate best. You can find that in the My Instructor announcement in your SNU 107 class in Brightspace. As a reminder, your week 1 grades will come back in this week, week 2, by Sunday. Your faculty have from when you submitted your stuff on Sunday of week 1, we have that whole week till Sunday of week 2 to grade the week before. So make sure that you know how to check those grades and where to find your faculty feedback. So if you need to make changes or utilize any resources here at SNHU, that is where they will put that. A couple other reminders for week 2 is you do have your very first journal assignment this week. It's really important that you have Microsoft Word or something compatible to be able to complete this journal assignment. There is a template, which means that you will actually be clicking on a Microsoft Word template, opening it up, and you can type directly in it. I want to remind you that you do get Office 365 for free as an SNHU student. You can find that by going into your Brightspace classroom and at the top, click on the help button, that little arrow down, click on Online Student Services, and then scroll down where it says Office 365 and other software and follow the prompts to get it downloaded to your machine that you are using. If you get stuck or you have questions, reach out to your advisor or the SNHU help desk is really wonderful about getting you all set for your success if you're downloading Office 365. You want to make sure that you know how to find and open up those journal assignment templates. They will be due on Sunday of week 2. And as always with your discussion work, you have an initial post due by Thursday. Those classmate responses are due by Sunday. If you want to work ahead in the week, you certainly can. Just make sure you adhere to those due dates and deadlines. I wanted to just really quick remind you where you can find your grades and your faculty feedback. When you go into your Brightspace classroom, underneath course menu, you want to click on grades. And then when you click on grades, you will see all of the assignments that are in your whole term. But center in on those week 1 assignments. Remember those warm-ups auto grades, you should already see a grade for that if you took it. But your discussion grades will come in, remember, within this next week. So if you get stuck or if you have questions, please reach out to your faculty directly. Keep in mind some faculty grade as things come in, some grade throughout the week, others you might not see those until Sunday night. So don't think they forgot you, but if you get stuck or you have questions, please make sure to reach out to your faculty directly. So this week, you're going to be talking a lot about prioritizing your time. And this is one of my favorite subjects to talk about here at SNHU because all of us can always benefit from getting into a routine or trying to organize our time and what works best for us. And I love this quote by William Penn. Time is what we want most, but what we use worst. We're always asking for more time. We're always asking for those extra hours in the day. And most of us, if not all of us, have very full plates, meaning we have a lot of competing priorities on our schedule from day to day or week to week. And with adding school to your schedule, it's really important for you to think about how you work best and how scheduling time will work for your success. So I want you to repeat after me. Take out anybody else that you're thinking about in your mind, out of your mind. Take a deep breath and say, I need to do what works best for me. Because yes, we all have other people in our life, friends, family, people we take care of. We have work obligations, school obligations, personal obligations. We all have it. And yes, you need to consider those that are in your life. However, with adding school to your schedule, you have to make time for it. So you need to think about how you stay organized, what will work best for you. And just remember, just do you. Don't compare yourself to anybody else. As you think about your time and prioritizing your time, think about how you learn best. You're going to be talking this week and learning this week about different learning styles. And we can all be a combination of a variety of learning styles. But I want you to just stop for a minute and think as I kind of talk through these, what you resonate with or what sounds like you or something you need in your life to be successful. So if you're somebody that maybe likes routine, structure, you need to know the details of a situation or assignment or a project or whatever is going on. If you like due dates and deadlines, make sure you have those things in place for your success. Set up a routine. Put that structure in place. If you're missing details, you're not sure about something or unsure about a due date or a deadline, ask. Put those things in place for your success. Other learning style traits. Does this sound like you? You're somebody that needs to focus on a few things. Maybe if somebody tells you like 10 things you got to get done, you're like, whoa, you lost me at like number 3. So focus in on the top 2 or 3 things that you need to get done from day to day or week to week. Maybe you're somebody that needs to write things down to help remember them. Maybe you're somebody that needs to use visuals. I have a lot of students tell me every term that they stay organized best by they have a planner that they use, or they have like a big whiteboard or chalkboard at their house and they write down like everybody's schedules or their to-do list. I'm somebody that writes down my to-do list every day on a Post-it note because I like to cross it off. Anybody else like to cross it off? Like sometimes I just put things on the list to cross it off, like laundry, cross it off, I did it. Because it makes you feel good. It makes you keep going, right? I did have a student share with me, I share this every term years ago, probably like 10 years ago now. They told me that they record what they need to do the next day. They do it like that night before they go to bed. They record it in their little voice memo or voice recorder in their phone, and then they listen to it throughout the day. So think of ways that you get organized and what you need to do, and focus in on how you work best. For example, I just said that like I use a Post-it note every night or every day. I write on a Post-it note like the top 3 things I have to get done that day, and I like to cross them off. I also put like alarms in my phone for any like meetings or appointments, things like that. That is how I stay organized. It's how I prioritize my time and say yes or no to things that I get asked about doing. My significant other does not write anything down. Everything goes in like a Google Calendar. He doesn't even put anything in his phone. That's how he stays organized. Like that's what works best for him. So my point of this is that you want to do what works best for you. Don't try to organize yourself like somebody else. Really think about what is best for you, what has worked for you in the past, you've been successful, and put those things in place. Like I mentioned, you'll be talking this week with your SNHU 107 class and using in your assignments, you're going to be talking about learning styles. So the learning styles that we center in on this week are the following: the read, write learning style, the visual graphic learning style, the auditory verbal learning style, and then the tactile kinesthetic learning style. So those are the 4 main learning styles we talk about this week. However, keep in mind that one learning style does not fit all. You might be a combination of many learning styles. And so as you work on this week's assignment, think about which learning style sounds like you or can you connect with the most. And then when you do your assignment, make sure that these are the ones that you are listing out there, and really think about it. You might not know. So kind of explore them, go through the content, look them up on the web, like really start to learn about yourself because it's just going to help you be more successful. Things to think about as we talk about prioritizing our time. Number 1, schedule that SNHU time. It is so important to have this time on your calendar somewhere, okay? whether that's early in the morning, noon hour, breaks at work, after everybody goes to bed, dinner time, whatever it is, make sure that you plan out your SNHU time. And I like to give the tip to work ahead earlier in the week versus later in the week, as it gives you some flexibility. You're going to learn how to prioritize whether you like it or not, because there's so many different priorities that are competing for your time. And so you have to learn like who and what is important and what's going to help you meet your goals. Remember to be flexible with yourself. Remember to be positive with yourself. Not every day is going to go great. Some weeks we're going to have our time organized in an awesome way and things go smoothly. Other days or weeks, it might just completely fall apart. And that's okay. We got to pick ourselves back up, be positive, and remember to communicate with your faculty, your employer, your advisors, your loved ones at home that are help supporting you on this journey. Like, communicate with them what you need. I also always love to remind students that you can delegate. If you have people in your house that live with you and are able to help with things, delegate. Even if they're children. Like, I know what it's like to go to school with kids at home. It's busy. There's a lot of things happening. Like, my kids are in charge of the dishwasher and they put away their own laundry. That's what they do. Sometimes I can't find things, but that's okay. It's done, right? So think about what you can delegate, especially things like mowing the lawn, or gosh, winter's going to be here before we know it, snow removal, things like that, laundry, dishes. Who can help you so that you can have that extra time to dedicate to your study? So don't be afraid to delegate. Same thing with at work. Maybe there's things that you could hand off at work, so that you can get some of your things done, especially if your employer is supporting your education. So talk to your boss, talk to your employer, talk to your family. Another reminder is to prepare before. If you have a busy week coming up for work or home life, maybe you're preparing for baby, or maybe you're going on like a fun trip, or you're traveling for work, or the seasons are changing and your work schedule changes, or that you have kiddo activities coming up. What are things that you can get done earlier so that you're not so stressed trying to get those things done later? Also, remember, no is a complete sentence. This can be hard for many of us. It's hard for me. When somebody asks us to do things, especially fun things, like go to lunch or go to dinner or go to the movies, but we have work to do, it can be really easy to be like, yeah, I'm going to go. And then later we're like stressed trying to get our stuff done. We really shouldn't have gone. So try to get your stuff done first and then use those fun things as a reward, even like Netflix and chill. Like, use that as a reward for having your work done. Also, sometimes we can get asked to do things because we're really good at certain things, or somebody needs help with something, but maybe we just really can't fit it in our 24 hours in a day. That's okay. Say no. Eliminate those distractions and time stealers, y'all. Phones are a huge distraction. Students tell me this every single term. We get distracted by social media. We get distracted by like YouTube videos, TikTok. We get distracted by text messages, phone ringing, whatever it might be. You need to eliminate those distractions and time stealers as much as possible. Put your phone on silent, put it in another room, really dedicate yourself to a quiet space if you can. If you need to get away from home, go to like your local library, go to like a little coffee shop, depending on what you need. But make sure you eliminate some of those distractions and time stealers so you can really focus on what you need to get done. And don't forget to utilize your SNHU resources and social supports for your success. As a reminder, SNHU resources, those are the people, the places, the departments here at SNHU. Advising, like the tutoring, the academic support team with written feedback, the help desk, the career team, the library, the list goes on and on, your advisors, your faculty. And then your social supports are the people, places, and things outside the university. It's like your loved ones, maybe organizations you're a part of. Lean on those resources and social supports for your success, because it just will help you manage your time. So the next thing is when you think about your learning styles and you think about organizing your time, apply these to your assignment. So your Module 2 journal assignment, as a reminder, there is a template. So when you open this up in your classroom space, it is a Word document that you have to click on. It'll open it up and it'll look like this. You actually can type right in the assignment. And I'm going to take a minute and show you where to find these in your class. So you want to make sure that you answer each question, but also you want to make sure that you answer each part of the question, because some of the questions have multiple questions within one question. So make sure you answer those questions, write in complete sentences, make sure you use enough detail so that your instructor understands your point of view and perspective and where you're coming from. One top tip for this question number 1, where you identify your learning style. Students in the past have maybe highlighted what their learning style was, and that didn't always show up when they uploaded it. So please make sure that you either delete the learning styles that you are not, or you underline them or bold them, and then make sure you write them below too, so your instructor is very well aware of like, this is this student's learning style or the variety of learning styles that apply to you, okay? So just remember, you can type right in this template, and I will show you guys that here in just a second. The other assignment you have this week is your discussion board. As a reminder, your initial discussion post is due by Thursdays, 11:59 p.m. And then your responses to at least 2 of your classmates is due by Sunday. Your journal assignment is also due by Sunday. As always, you can work ahead on those earlier in the week. Just make sure you pay attention to those details and deadlines. This week in the discussion, you're talking about scheduling interruptions, okay? So we all know that in life, things happen, things come up, things interrupt our schedules. And this assignment is going to really draw you into thinking about what interruptions you have control over, what you don't have control over, what kind of an attitude do you have to be able to handle things and be able to still be in control of your time as much as possible, or be organized with your time. And plus, you're going to consider how different cultures view time. So make sure you review those discussion prompts for your success. And if you get stuck, always reach out to your instructor. I'm going to leave you with this quote before I share my screen and walk you through Module 2 in your SNHU 107 classroom. I love this quote by Harvey Mackay. Time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. And once you've lost it, you can never get it back. Puts a whole new perspective on time, huh? So use your time wisely. Use your time to help you achieve your goals. And remember that we are here to support your success here at SNHU. So use your resources, reach out if you get stuck. I'm going to take a minute and I'm going to walk you guys through your SNHU 107 classroom and how to find your journal assignment. So as a reminder, that Office 365 underneath this help area, when you click the down arrow, go to online student services. And when you do that, it pulls up all the departments and teams here at SNHU. Scroll down, here is that Office 365 and other software. Click the blue, gets you to where you want to go. Follow the tutorial prompts. If you get stuck, reach out to your advisor or the SNHU help desk, which you can find the help desk right here. Okay, underneath help, IT service desk. Now, course menu, then you'll see those grades, right? That is how you find your grades. Learning modules, we are in week 2. So what I wanted to remind you of is to make sure you click on Module 2 Introduction, work your way through the module content, review the required resources that'll help you be successful as you answer your questions for your discussion and your journal assignment. You have that discussion assignment, like we talked about already, on identifying those schedule interruptions. Make sure you review the prompt before you put together your post. And then you have that journal, 2-2 journal learning habits. Click on guidelines and rubric. And when you do that, it pulls up an overview of the whole assignment, okay? Underneath what to submit, that is where you will find that Module 2 journal template. So when you click on that template, it is actually going to download a document, and I've already documented it or downloaded the document, and it's going to look like this. When it pulls up, you'll want to click this Enable Editing button, and then it allows you to type directly in here. So for example, my preferred receptive learning style, I am definitely a combination of these 3. So I'm going to put these on here. And for me, I'm just going to underline them. And I down here will insert my response. I will say, I am a combination. And I will put all 3, and then I'll explain the rest of the answers. Just how I would do it, just because that way my instructor can really understand what I am trying to explain to them. Okay, so remember, you can just type right in here. That's how I wanted to show that to you, because you're going to pick your learning style or styles, and then you need to answer, how will understanding this help support my success inside and outside the classroom? So I would say for me, like, I'm a combination of these 3 things, and then I would explain how each of them would help support my success in the classroom. So remember, for each question, you want to make sure that you just type right in the template, okay? And then you're going to save it and you're going to upload it so your instructor can review it. This is a great time to use the academic support team written feedback services. You can find them by clicking on academic support at the top of your class. And when you do that, click on written feedback. Written feedback will pull up and it'll ask you just a series of questions, like when this assignment is due, what is like the main, topics of it. They'll ask you a little bit of information about the assignment. You'll upload it and they give you feedback within 24 hours. This is a great service to use because it'll just take a look at your assignment, make sure you're on track with what they're asking. and give you some feedback for any potential changes that you might need to make. So, as a reminder, week 2, you have that journal assignment and the discussion post. If you get stuck, you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to your instructor. And just remember, you got this. Have an amazing week 2, and I'll see you in week 3.